Good morning there, my fun-loving furry friends. Do you have issues or problems with congestion, bronchial pressure, or like just stuff in there, or blockages, viruses, mold, yeast, funguses in the air, people shedding, all the stuff that's respiratory? Now this is going to be a very, very important video for anyone who breathes. Why? Because I'm going to give you some answers to questions you may have or things that you may not be aware of concerning your clean intonation breath work. Clean breathing of all the tubes, bronchioles, tissues, things that need to be opened and cleared. Now, mucus is the main thing that is the problem, right? Mucus is actually your friend. It's going in there. If you have anything that's coming in the body that's a negative, a virus, bacteria, the body uses mucus to remove it, to clean it up, gather it, and then remove it through the lymphatic system, or the sweating system, or the breathing. Now, I'm going to show you some things that I do in the morning, afternoon, and evening to keep more clear. First thing is neti pot. Drinking as much water through the nostrils as possible and through the mouth, and then evacuating it through the nose. How do you do that? Well, just use a neti pot to get it through the nose here and drink a bunch of water this way and bend over and evacuate it out the nose the other way by holding your head down. A lot of people, first time, can't do it or have difficulty because of the fact that they've never done it. But you can take the water in the mouth and clean the other way rather than the neti just going through the nose. Do you need me to show you? Leave me a comment in the bottom. I would love to do a video on that, but it's definitely a sling and snot video because all the mucus comes out. Now, one of the great things that we have in the world is a nasal inhaler. These nasal inhalers, well, you know what they got: eucalyptus, menthol, and a lot of other interesting essential oils. You take a nice sniff, deep breath, and feel that cool sensation or that burning up the back of the nostrils. Really good for clearing and opening and expanding. Now, I highly suggest you do each side and then go back to the other side and do it 3 rounds. So you got 1, 2, or you can do them at the same time. And really get it in there. that mint and wintergreen and eucalyptus really just, I mean, it's profound. It's profound. Now, the other thing that I've been doing is these are noni drops. Hard to get, impossible to get except if you live in Hawaii. It's noni hydrosol. That is noni juice that's been distilled, heated and distilled, so it's the finest hydrosol you could ever use. That you put into a dropper and you put in your nostrils. Get it way back. It burns a little bit, clears the nostrils, so you just feel really open and clear. Noni drops. If you don't know where to get it, you can contact me in the description, and I'd love to sell you a bottle from here on the big island of Hawaii. And they're $22 a bottle plus some shipping, so about $25. Definitely for 2 ounces, this will last you months. Really good for cleaning the nose. Impossible to get anywhere else. My buddy makes it, and that hydrosol, the noni, just it almost like vaporizes bacteria, yeast, molds, and funguses. Now here's another little secret. This is coming from the same brand of essential oils called Thieves, which is Young Living Oils, but I got the brand called Divine Blessings called Thief. The only difference is the name. It has cinnamon, clove, rosemary, eucalyptus, and lemon. Badass. Little story behind this Thieves is that During the Black Plague, there was a group of thieves that were stealing from the people that were sick. Now, I tell you, when somebody's dying in a home, coughing up all sorts of stuff, nobody wants to go in the home and get the same virus, the Black Plague. Well, these guys, one of them obviously was an herbalist, was doing this and didn't get sick. Well, he got a bunch of other people that were ripping people off, and they all started doing it, and none of them got sick. So when you're dying and you're in your bed and somebody's rummaging through your house, they're just going to laugh at you. And the person in bed's going to be screaming, but they're not going to be worrying about their stuff because they're going to be dead in a few days. So the thieves went in, grabbed the things, and, well, when they finally got caught, the king said, I want to know how you've been not getting sick and robbing all these people. I won't even put you in jail. Matter of fact, I want to know the recipe. So he was a kind, compassionate king, found out the recipe, and had the whole town or the whole countryside using it. So you put this in water. Guys, if you want to stay healthy and clear and clean, try this, okay? You put, this is like 16 ounces. I'm going to put at least 4 or 5 drops in there. It gets strong, people. It kind of burns the mouth a little bit, but you know it's frickin' working. Now the other thing, nobody knows about this. It's so rare. This is white sage oil. What is white sage oil? It's from the sage plant. White sage from Southern California. Now why is that amazing? Well, it's amazing because I learned this years ago, that this white sage, no bacteria, yeast, molds, or fungus, when it touches it, can live in that presence. It has a vibratory frequency of the highest order. It is the highest vibratory frequency. It is the sage burning that people white burn sage for rituals, spiritual, clearing, cleansing objects, cleansing your room, cleansing your aura. This is the stuff, people. White sage. You won't find it on any shelf in the store. I learned this and now I'm on it. So all you got to do is this stuff is super duper califragilistic strong. So do 3 or 4 drops in there, maybe 5. Talk about strong. And you use at least 16 ounces of water and you shake that bad boy up. Now you can do more other essential oils. I don't really have those right now. Between the thieves and white sage, it's pretty badass. But I'll vary it, occasionally, put something else in, right? This exact moment, I don't want to distract you from just getting those things in your body. And now check this. You don't drink the whole thing. This is your whole day's worth. So I'm going to say every hour or two, one or 2 sips. It's nasty, but it's also like that feeling when you brush your teeth. Yeah, you feel that. Now look, if you do this every 1 or 2 hours, all day long, whatever you're fighting is gone, or 50% gone by the end of the day. Because it's going right into your mouth, into your brain, into your lungs. And if you're doing it back to back to back, you're gonna get it, guys. You're gonna get clear. And maintenance, you definitely want to be doing it maintenance 2 or 3 times a day, or 4 times a day. I keep it with me all the time because everyone's got respiratory issues. And they're actually infecting me all the time. So here we go. That's strong. Another suggestion, it's so strong that I'm not going to attempt to do this as a neti right now myself. But I would dilute this some more, put some salt water in it, and do a neti with it. I'm giving you all the secrets here, guys. Now today, I have my Camus. Can you read that? Camus powder. What's the deal about this powder? It's an amazing superfruit. The berries are an excellent source of antioxidant vitamin C with 250% daily recommended per teaspoon of vitamin C. Camus has other things in it, but what I learned about it is comparing vitamin C from a little capsule. This is way stronger. So the Camus, I do this like 3 or 4 times a day, especially if I'm ever hungry. Check it out. If you're hungry, there's a reason. that you have parasites. I rarely ever get hungry. I like starving myself all day long because I do a maintenance program. See, when the mouth starts watering or the mind starts saying I'm thirsty or hungry, and then maybe you're thinking sweet or sour or spicy, it's parasites, people. It's bacteria in your tissues, in your mouth, and they're causing you to salivate under certain areas. Like some places taste sweet, some taste salty. So those areas, there's bacteria, and then they start to activate. Maybe they've been eating all day or all night, and now they're starting to stimulate your brain to get hungry so that you feed them. I'm not into feeding them anymore. I've taken back my body. I mean, do you see any tapeworms in this belly? I'll tell you, anybody that has a belly that's larger than, I mean, come on. They so large that they can't even see their own genitals, or maybe their feet, they have a tapeworm. There's tapeworms in pork, in fish, in other animals, I guess beef. I mean, but see, if you've been eating meat, you got them. Especially if you eat raw meat. So that's camu. Take a quarter teaspoon. Kind of bittersweet, sour, kind of nasty. But you take that raw, right in your mouth. If you ever crave a meal, or you just do it 3 or 4 times a day, anytime that you feel that you need it. Stay on the maintenance program, people. Because when you do, you ain't going to be hit hard from the things that are polluting you all around you. People are sick everywhere. I'm getting sick from the people that are sick. It sucks. So, thought I'd share this information because it's what I do, and there are many. I have thousands of students around the world, thousands, that have seen my videos. I was on National Geographic a couple of years ago about longevity, health and healing, and using urine therapy to heal your body. You know, the Buddha even spoke about urine therapy, but it's little known right now. It's little known because nobody speaks about it, because who wants to be drinking their piss? Well, I do. I drink it every day, not as much as I used to. I used to be so anal about it, I would drink 1 easy to 2 quarts a day. I'd only piss like 3 quarts, so anyways, it's the ultimate water. It's the ultimate distilled water is your urine. So if you really want to tune into your body, into your equalization and balancing your body fluids, you'll drink at least 1 or 2 glasses every single day. First thing in the morning is also best too, because that has a lot of elements in it. And if you have a clean diet, it doesn't taste nasty. As soon as you start eating salt or other foods, chemicals in your foods, and there's so many chemicals in your food, you don't even know what you're eating. It's like, oh, I'm eating the bag of chips. Well, what's the other goddamn things that are, you know, a list of 20, 30, 40, 50 ingredients? Most you can't even pronounce. Me, my diet is so pure, I only eat from the foods the trees I can touch. If I can't touch that motherfucking tree, I won't touch it. I mean, that's how strict and disciplined I am, and how at peace I am. You know, I noticed this is another secret revealed, is that when you start eating from the foods that are of the land, not boxed and shipped and refrigerated, when you're eating foods that are really healthy, you're naturally happy. Really. I'm like, a lot of times I'll be like, gosh, where's my happiness coming from? Gotta sniff a little bit. Draw that stuff back. Okay. Where's this happiness coming from? It's coming from what you ate prior. So if I eat, let's say my favorite food, Thai food, Italian food, kind of, Indian food, indigestion after, guaranteed. 5-6 hours of indigestion, so your body's trying to equalize that and balance all those acids. So, you know, I started to end up looking flabbier, looking older, waking up in the morning feeling more congested. Now I wake up in the morning, I'm never congested. I never try to eat after dark, but lately I've been doing that because I starve myself all day long. I won't eat anything at all. Drink a couple coconuts, drink a little bit of water, not much water. I find that little is best. Less is more. Challenge yourself. When you're hungry, go another meal, not eating. If you're thirsty, Forget drinking anymore. Try to dry out. It's called drying out. You dry out your body by not inundating it with stuff and shit and drinking and thinking I need to hydrate, I'm dehydrated. It's all bullshit. I mean, I think everything's bullshit until I absolutely sitting there on the couch going, God, I'm really starving. And it's been 2 days. Yeah, I go as long as I can, and then it's like, oh, I feel like eating something. And most of the time, it's just for pleasure. It's almost like, I wouldn't exist unless I caused my body pain. You know how people do that? They're into pain and pleasure principle. They're looking for that sort of thing, action, reaction. I'm into the place of neutrality. That's why I'm introducing a whole new element of yoga. It's not new, it's just a new perspective that you haven't heard about, that's all. Because we're, a young tribe. It's like, we don't have the elders here bringing back the old ways into the new times. No, it's like yoga teachers now today only learned a few years ago. They're not like ancient wisdom truth keepers, truth sayers. This is like every generation is morphing and changing the way things are taught. Everything you look at, books or school, people, knowledge, yoga classes, it's like, oh, we need to refine it this way. We need to tweak it this way. Till finally you squeezed all the essence out of it, and now it just like tastes like cardboard. You kind of get what I mean? It's just like life kind of sucks now. It doesn't have some of the juice it has. Like how many people climbed a tree yesterday or even today? How many people got their feet on the ground and wasn't wearing shoes? I try to be as barefoot as possible, as nude as possible, basically not try to identify with all the things that the body supposedly needs. So I'm a renunciate. I'm like the yogi that you want to listen to, that you come to the cave to go, show me the truth, the answer to life. I've lived in caves on 4 different continents, and I prefer to live in a cave. I might even find one soon again, because this world is getting more insane. As I try to help it and lift people out of the ocean of suffering, they pull me deep into the ocean, and I start drowning with them. And that's just not cool. I almost feel like I just need to go out and surrender again and go deeper into the yoga path. But I'm doing these videos because I care. The information's valuable. The wisdom carriers of the torch and flame of truth are pretty much either in old folks' home or dead and gone. And that's what we do to our elders. We just send them away, and then nothing but the young get to play and help, destroy the earth, need, greed, and shooting and looting. It's just everything's just all sad. And I'll tell you, if you're not feeling sad every moment, you're not in touch with the real truth. You're not. Well, I'm only coming from my perspective. I feel sadness all the time for humanity. I feel sadness for the birds and the bees and the trees and the fish and everything that's dying all around us. And yet we're operating, driving our cars like everything's normal. The insects are dying, people. And when the insects die and have a collapse, the birds have a collapse. And when the birds have a collapse, and the birds spread seeds everywhere, they communicate. They travel 7,000 to 10,000 miles, moving their seeds and moving their energy. This planet is becoming very, very quiet from nature. You're hardly hearing as many birds. You can hear them here because I'm on this place called Coconut Island. Look how badass this island is. This is Coconut Island. And there's my bike there. And then this is Liliuokalani Park. And those are condos there. And that's a nice big ship that they bring tourists. They cruise around for a week and they get to see all the islands. That's right. They put them on a big ship, feed them all the buffet they want, give them a nice room. It's kind of like a gilded prison if you ask me. And they drive them to all the islands, but here's the drag. They go to the islands and they only have like 8 hours, 10 hours, and then they're back on the ship. So they get to see one portion of the island. They get to jump in a taxi and go see the volcano for 5 minutes and get back in and go shop and get back on the boat. To really feel something, you got to dive into it. You got to sink into it. You got to sit for a while and really, I've been on these islands for 25 years, and I've been around this area right here, which is an amazing location in Hilo. This is a water mecca. Like if this was India, there would be temples everywhere. There wouldn't be 1 square foot that didn't have a temple or something to do with spiritual life. Here, I nothing but see condos, expensive tourist cars, them driving around, white people with white skin with brand new clothes. Check it out. You could always tell a tourist because they have clean clothes. That's right. The people that live here, you can tell their clothes are a bit, tattered or shabby and or not lustered out, and they're. It doesn't look like they just came from a suitcase, because when people travel, let me tell you, they're not traveling in their worst clothes. They're always bringing their best. So I can tell a tourist from a mile away, and they're super clean, and yet you look at their eyes, you look at their feet, they're not grounded. They're like, wow, I'm on vacation. Where somebody who lives here is just in here. They're just in it. So I'm in it. I'm in it for the long haul. So I just love it. There's places to swim all along the coast here, and a lot of them have freshwater pools. Freshwater pools coming out from the mountain. So this is a real mecca for healing for me. I just love it. Just love it. Been hanging out here for the 3rd day, solid, and I'm going to go a couple more days before I return back to my place where I live and teach, called the Hawaiian Sanctuary in the Big Island. And if you want to come visit me and learn from me and live in the same area with me, come to the Hawaiian Sanctuary and become a student of life. And it's not like I'm going to be saying that you know less and I know more. You'll be my friend and work together and learn the classes and eat together and learn my diet, because I'm like a relic. I'm like an endangered species. There are a few people on the planet that are as unique and unusual as me, because I'll never cut my hair, for example. Cutting your hair means you're going to off to work and war. Think about it. You're going to war to cut your hair, and you're going to work, because you don't want people to judge you. But I don't care about people judging me, because there aren't any people. There's just me here, just me, and a bunch of people that have ideas. So whatever idea you have about me, or you have about that person, it's not really true, because you don't really know that person, do you? You don't really know the person. You're just making judgments and, thinking that, I'm better, or they have more than me, or, something's out of balance. Don't judge anybody. Really. Have compassion. Have compassion for their suffering. Have compassion for their wealth. Have compassion for they're doing it wrong or they're doing it right. And there's no really right or wrong here. We're just gods down here figuring it out, having fun with reality, material nature, and playing with things. Like, I guess I really don't need the white sage, or I really don't need the thieves' oil. I'm just playing with my body like an experimental bio-supercomputer chamber, and I'm testing things out on myself. But I find that if I don't do certain things, my body lacks from the physical plane. So there are physical plane things that you do need to do to maintain your body. For example, wiping your own butt sometimes. That really helps, doesn't it? Keeps it clean. So you know what you need to do, but I'll tell you, a lot of things that you do are unnecessary. So I suggest you limit things down to absolutely what you have to do, because in the end times, which is today and tomorrow and coming now to a theater near you, you're not going to have, let's say, that alcohol that you enjoy, or that whatever it is you think you enjoy or need, and you can go down to 7-Eleven or Safeway and get. They ain't going to have it. So this is why I'm such an asset to humanity. Try your best to eliminate as much as you can from your life. Quit spending stuff, and if you do, really exercise your mind and go, do I really need to buy this, or can I go to the Goodwill and get it for 90% less than what I'm paying for it right here off the shelf? So keep it on. So move on to the next nasal cleansing. This is called hape. Doesn't really have a name on it that you can read, but it's hape or rape. It comes from the land of South America, or Brazil, Peru. The shamans use it. It is a very sacred tobacco. It is known as a tobacco that is 20 times or so, maybe 10 times stronger than normal, everyday American tobacco. Very special blend, non-commercialized, non-GMO, like all tobacco. And what they do to it, look up Hape, H-A-P-E, or Rape, R-A-P-E. Look it up, find out about it. It helps to open the brain, obviously, because it goes right up to the brain. You snort it, you sniff it just like a snuff. And it is tobacco, so it has nicotine in it, but it also has, half of it has herbs in it. Herbs that activate your body, help to cleanse and clean the nasal passages, and open up your brain for deeper breathing. See, we want to breathe deep. We want to breathe deep and clean and clear. That's why do these elements in your life. Get these drops in your nose. Sniff this a couple times a day. Do the Hape a few times a day, and you'll get so deep into your intimacy of your breath, you won't desire a man or a woman anymore. Whether you're male or female, you won't desire any of those people or things to stimulate you, because you know that the breath, the whole breath is really the best thing going. It's like making, can you have sex with yourself? Yes, you can. I like to think that when I'm really deep in my meditation, really deep, that my brain is making love to itself. It's really fucking itself. It's making love, and the juices are flowing. The juices ain't flowing if you're toxic, if your brain has mucus and molds and things that you've been breathing that aren't clear, especially if you've been doing dairy. If you've been doing dairy, this apparatus, this technical instrument that's so refined, gets a little of that milky fat glue, and I'll tell you, it just sticks in there. And then the parasites love it. The yeast loves it. I mean, and they live in it, and they bathe in it, and then they produce their toxins. And then you're dealing with not only the fat and the gooiness, you're dealing with the shit that they're expelling, and then you get toxic and you get congested. And no wonder why people can't breathe. So I stay completely away from dairy. We'll never ever touch it. Because as soon as I do it, the master, the clean yogic breath master, I get like this. I'm lactose intolerant. I can't even breathe through my nose. I gotta breathe through my mouth. Are you getting me? So if you value any of my wisdom, which many of you do, never touch dairy. Ever. All right. So on that rant, let's talk about the Hape again. So I happen to have a straw today. That's what I'm using. There's also other little pipes they use to angle it and get it up the nostrils. I don't have one of those. It got taken by my doggy. What to do? He likes to chew things. So you get it right up the nose. Whoa! In some ways, that burns and is no fun, but you gotta wait at least a minute or two, because the burning sensation, the aggravating situation, is causing the body and the brain to do this. Holy Toledo, what is that? That's nicotine. The body doesn't like it. So it's a poison, but the poison is a medicine in this case. What happens, this is key, guys, because people that are white-skinned don't know about Hape, and they know about tobacco, they know about cocaine, they know about marijuana, but Hape is a sacred religious ceremonial snuff, and when you do it, it opens up the nostrils, and like I said, with the nicotine, the body goes, nasty. So what it does is it sends out a bunch of mucus to attack it and collect it so you can blow it out, and that's where the medicinal thing happens, because all of a sudden now your body is flushing out all the mucus and stuff that's stuck in there all day, all night, and this stuff gets it out. So it's like a powdered wash, where a neti is a wet wash. So then you do the other side. Holy cow. Oh, that's no fool around. No fool around. I gotta take a minute here. Wow. You see, when the eyes water, you know you did enough. That's right. When the eyes water, how many of you cried today? Last week, the last month? I'll tell you, there's many people who haven't even cried in years. This stuff gets the tear ducts going. That's badass. That's amazing. If you can't get the tear ducts open, I find it very unfortunate, because the tear ducts are so important to get clear and open. You can see better when you start doing this. Your vision will open up. Your brain will open up. The toxins will start to come out because it's a flush. So Hape, not this video, I talked about a few things for healing, but this video could just be about Hape and the benefits, and you'll be like, wow, I need to get on that stuff. So reach out to me, and I'll tell you what kind of Hape to get. Or maybe you know how to get it and order it online. Maybe you're familiar with it. But it's really a badass. I mean, it burns a bit, but after 2-3 minutes, you start feeling good. And that why? Because the herbs in it are activating your nervous system, your body. And so I feel actually opening through the nostrils right now. I mean, through the veins, my fingertips, down my legs. So it activates the nervous system, which is a good thing. Some people do cocaine, or they do meth, or they do all these things that activate the system. I won't even touch any caffeine at all. None. Because, unless you put it up my bum. Because coffee enemas that are green coffee enemas are really good for detoxifying your body, eliminating the stuff from the gallbladder, letting the liver flow. There's a hepatic flexure in the colon, the lower colon. And as soon as you get some caffeine up there, the body goes, oh, I don't like this stuff. And then it supercharges the gallbladder to get out the coffee you put in. And you got to hold it for at least 10 minutes. And then you poop, you go to the toilet, and stuff comes out like no tomorrow. And you clean your colon. That's why I hardly have anything here, people, because I am the clean doctor. I'm like a master of panchakarma, of shat karma, the six cleansing rites of yogic path, which is in the morning, you don't eat anything at all, till at least 3 o'clock, 2 o'clock. The whole point is to get your body in a ketosis state of eating itself, of drawing itself, of cleaning the lymphatic. So that's also really key, is to not eat until you absolutely have to. When you do, make that the best meal you can, make it raw as possible, and eat once a day, and that's all I do, once a day. Maybe I'll have some fruit. The fruit just turns around and there it is and it's ripe. I'll have it in the afternoon, but I usually just once a day starve myself the rest of the time so the body can heal itself, and it loves that. You talk about youth and rejuvenation and healing, it's not eating. And when you do, eat the best food you can, my friends. That's why I live in Hawaii again, because I can get a coconut anytime. I don't have one today, but I'm gonna go get some later today. So I drink 3 to 5 coconuts a day, and I drink a little bit of water. I'd probably drink about that much water a day. And it's usually rainwater, if you want to know another secret revealed. When you drink rainwater, your body feels light, clear, and like the heavens. That's again why I'm Yogi Zen, the unusual person who does actually simplest things, not extravagant. So you get that wash. That's the sage and thieves oil. Swish it in your mouth, hold it for a couple minutes, and then swallow it. Again, it's like, if you do that, you won't be hungry. You'll feel like you just had a mouthwash. So that's my morning mouthwash. That's my nose cleansing. That's my breathing. And it's the Hape. So that's the morning ritual I do. Something else I've been on, like I said, is the Camu. Really good. Get it powdered. Take a small quarter teaspoon every hour or two for healing and maintenance 3 or 4 times a day. And you will be happy and clear. And if any bacteria tries to get in you, you'll be fighting it before it even gets to you, before it establishes itself. It's not living on the junk that you've been eating or the mucus-forming food like dairy. So if you value anything I say, stay off of dairy completely if you want to heal your issues in the tissues. Alright, that's been a half-hour video. I know it was long, but this was a eye-opening one for many, and I've been told to do it And after you've held the nape in for a couple minutes, let's say 5 or something, blow it out. And I'll just show you, I don't want to be gross, but this is what comes out. Snot, hape, and a lot of clearing. And of course, after you do that, you want to do a netting, wash all that gunk out, and get that nasal passage clean, and you will breathe. You will breathe deep. So this is my breath lesson for today. Thanks very much for watching, and come out to Hawaii if you want the best in life and to see scenery like that. And there's some people doing some video photography work out here because it's so beautiful. Aloha.